Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Boomers Zoomers. We'll be your host today. My name is Samantha.
And I'm Reese.
And today is episode 2. We'll be talking about the present, about Gen Z and advertisement. And today we have...
Adam.
Lulu. Melissa.
Reese.
And me, Samantha. So, our first topic of today is, what is your favourite childhood advertisement that you had when you was younger?
Well, my one was the Lely Kelly adverts. They were shoes and they were pink and they'd flash and they'd light up, and there would always be like a jingle to go along with it, and I always wanted them, but I never got them, so that was my favourite one.
My favourite one was the Monster High dolls. I would love the TV show, and whenever they did their advertisements, I got so interested in it that I would beg my mom to buy it. But whenever we went to the store, she would think about the price and ask me, is this worth it? And do I actually need this? Before she would actually buy it.
The advert I remember the most from my childhood was the Sillet Bang ones, which were done by Barry Scott. He was an idol. And I always used to say, bang and the dirt is gone. And when I actually found out that my parents got it, I was so proud of them. It was the best day of my life.
I think that when I was a kid, I hated adverts, and I still do, because my dad always just used to skip them or mute them, because I think maybe it's not possible to skip, but he would put it on mute and he would express anger, and then, I don't know, I inherited the anger. I'm sorry, adverts just annoying. Like, I don't want to watch it. It actually puts fury in my body. Like, every time they try and sell me something, I'm like, why are you manipulating me? Like, I don't want to watch this. But yeah.
They know the things you like, especially when you watch it.
They think they know, but really, I don't know. They're just trying to, like, stereotype you.
I think that's a problem these days with how many adverts there are, because whenever you try to open any website, like, there's 100 pop-ups. And especially with YouTube now implementing the no ad blocker, where you have to go through, like, 2 30-second adverts.
Yeah, I find it really sad that, like, the only way that a lot of creatives can make money is if they put adverts on their stuff. Like, that is just so... Like, surely you should be paying for the actual art, not, like, the advert that you watch. Like, you're paying to... I don't know. The way they get money is if someone watches an advert. Like, no. It's so wrong. It's so twisted.
Yeah, on that point, I think ads have just become so different. I think when we were younger, I don't know if that's the case for you, Adam, as well, we used to see it on TV, so like on Cartoon Network, and there was the 5-minute ads. It would just be consistent, like toys or Sit It Bang. And then now it's like, I suppose not many of us watch TV anymore, but it's all online. It's all on TikTok, it's Instagram, it's YouTube, and it's even, what's it called? If you want to do a recipe and you're trying to find the recipe and it's just ads.
Yeah, I think that, like, it used to be you would get your adverts in one chunk and you can just kind of zone out, but now it's like it's attached to everything. Like, I don't know, it seeps into, like, every aspect of life. Like, there's an advert at the beginning of your day, there's an advert at the end of the day, there's an advert at the beginning of every breath. It feels like, sounds so dramatic, but yeah.
I think a question maybe to ask the group is, how do you feel about ads that aren't maybe ads on the surface, but you feel compelled to buy them? I don't know if that's for everyone, but for me, I know personally, I don't know if you look at like a Get Ready With Me or something, and somebody's putting on the clothes and say, yeah, I got this from A, B, or C. Do you feel compelled to buy it, or is that, I don't know, how do people respond to that?
Personally, for me, if it's something I really like and it's affordable, like a good price, then I might think about it. But with me personally, I regret buying anything. After I buy it, I regret about it and I think about it for like the 30 days like before I have to give it back, and I'm thinking, should I give this back? Oh, do I actually really need this? So personally for me, I'll really hardly think like, do I actually need this before I even buy it? Eden, what about you?
I kind of missed the old adverts of like when we were younger, because I really felt like, in a way, it felt like they kind of cared about like us, and they kind of cared about the consumer. Because like on Cartoon Network, for example, they used to do adverts like Hexbug and like Lely Kelly. They used to do like little songs, and it used to be enjoyable. But now it's kind of like, nowadays they just kind of like shove it down your throat, and there's just so many, and it just drowns out.
I think the problem these days as well is that adverts feel really predatory. Like, if they're targeting kids, then they know what makes the kids ask their parents what they want to buy. So it's...
Especially when things are trendy, because a kid is very good at convincing their parents. Another problem is TikTok, where it has its TikTok shop. Its advertisement for it is quite unusual, where they say, oh, get a pack of sweets for 99p. And then when you try to buy it, the sweets might be expired or really, really bad. It's not really the best now and times. For me personally, it's not really best how they're doing their advertisement towards younger children.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a TikTok user, so I'm not really sure of how that works, but I definitely can see how just the influence that TikTok does have on the younger generation, in my opinion. I think, I don't know, maybe it's just like a post-COVID thing, but they're so drawn to like using social media on their phones, and it's like, often the parents don't really have much control sometimes, and they're just seeing things and they're like, oh yeah, I want to go and buy this makeup thing that's like twice my age, and I don't know, it's a weird thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I saw this tweet, and it was about the internet and how it's like taking over the world or whatever, and it said that what was it? It was like, the real world. No, the internet used to be an escape from the real world, but now the real world is an escape from the internet. And it sounds kind of like dramatic and intense, but I think like that is a lot of people's experience, especially growing up with like that constant feed. Like that feels like more of a stimulating thing than your day-to-day life, like going outside and like, simple mundane acts that you do every day. I don't know, if it's not like targeted to you, because that's like the nature of the internet, right? It's very targeted to who you are. If it's not trying to get you to consume in some way, then it's not stimulating, I guess.
Yeah, I would 100% say that's true, because like nowadays I feel like kids don't even go outside to play in the park anymore, and I feel like TikTok is actually, it's not only just taken over like the youngest generation, it's taken over like the older generation, because I even know like my parents even use TikTok, and it's like it's got a hold of it, like everybody. And I'll literally be on the bus and I just know, like I'll literally see somebody and they'll just be scrolling for like 20 minutes, genuinely just scrolling, and like it would be on, like the volume would be on full blast, and like they've got so much concentration that they're not even paying attention to the real world around them.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, this might be going a bit too deep into like geography and sociology and that stuff, but I think I remember there being a discussion about how people aren't really building the infrastructure for children. Like we're all just seeing, all these flats and shopping malls, and you're just driving children into these shopping malls, which, they can, buy a book or whatever, but at the end of the day, they're going into like Sephora or, buying clothes, which isn't inherently bad, but there's nothing for them to enjoy. And I don't know, maybe it's a problem with like space and how people are building things.
Well, we thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining our podcast. Today we had the Gen Zs. And again, please like and subscribe to our podcast, The Boomer Zoomers. Thank you for having us. Bye-bye. Yay, well done, everybody.